Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Charity. If it's your first time here, welcome. You're watching Booked on Charity. In today's video we are doing my April wrap up. I'm trying to get back into this whole wrap up situation. So in the month of April I managed to read these 4 books plus an audiobook. So I'm going to give you my very short wrap up of each book and my rating in the order that I read them. So the first book I finished, actually not in the order, in the order that I finished them. The first book I finished in April was All My Rage by Saba Tahir. So I did listen to this one on audiobook using Libro FM. I got an advanced listening copy of the book, and it was very good. It was really good. I gave the book a 5-star rating. So in this book we follow 3 perspectives. First of all, we follow a woman called Misbah, who her story starts in Pakistan, and she gets put into this marriage. It's an arranged marriage with this guy. His name is Tufik. So Tufik seemed like he was a decent guy, but then he came from not necessarily an abusive family, but he had a mother who was a drunkard. And if I remember correctly, the mother died, and since the mother died, he also started drinking, and he had a very big drinking problem. And the story kind of like goes back and forth between Misbah and her journey in her marriage, as well as following Misbah and Tufik's son Salahuddin, as well as Salahuddin's best friend Noor. So so we follow Misbah, we follow Salahuddin, and we follow Noor. Salahuddin and Noor are about, I think, 17 when Misbah dies. So Salahuddin and Noor at some point, I think, were trying to like date each other or something. But after Salahuddin's mother, who Noor also looked to her as her own mother because her parents died in, I think also in Pakistan, and she's living with her uncle who moved to America some while ago to come and study, but unfortunately he was not able to continue with his studies because now he had to take care of this little girl, and the uncle has a lot of resentment towards this girl, and like he's mad when she's trying to study because in his mind is like, how can you study when you took away that opportunity from me? You know, you have to go to school. You'll finish school, fine, you'll finish high school, but you need to come back and run this bottle store because I need to take care of me. I need to get my studies done. Why would you want to go to university when I didn't go to university, but I sacrificed everything for you? So he's living with that resentment to a point where now he abuses Noor, and Noor had found comfort and protection from Misbah, but now since Misbah passed away, things have been really bad for her, and Noor is also like getting a lot of bullying from school and a lot of racism as well from some other student at school, not giving her any airtime. But yeah, with regards to Salahuddin, after his mom died, his father's drinking problem also became worse, and they run a motel, and now he had to go to school, try to take care of this motel, and then he gets into also some illegal business to try and get money because now his father is not like paying bills, and now they're getting calls to try to repossess this motel and repossess cars and things like that. So now Salahuddin has to like step up to a parental role when he's still a kid and supposed to go to school and all that, and it's very heartbreaking. It's very hard hitting, but it's written so well. It is written really well. And another Another very big thing that the author touches on is mental health and trauma issues, because Salahuddin has a problem with touch and he doesn't know where it comes from, so we get to find out where all that comes from. But yeah, there's a lot of trigger warnings in this book, so please make sure that you do your research before you get into this book. But the ones that I would list would be physical abuse, mental abuse, some trauma. So yeah, do your research to get more information regards to that if you are a person that could potentially be traumatized by a book like this. By the way, I hope I mentioned that I give this book a 5-star, because a 5-star rating, because it was really, really good, and the narration was also very, very good. The next book I finished was The Worst Restaurant in the Universe, and this is by Yaku Jacobs and as well as Dale Blackkenard. This is a South African middle grade book, first published in 2021. No, I think first published in 2018, and then it was translated from Afrikaans to English in 2021. This is actually a collection of short stories. I had no idea until I got into it, and we follow a bunch of young people. Some are dealing with bullying. What was the other stories? Yeah, so the first story was like somebody dealing with bullying. Well, let me just read like the titles of the story. The first one is Something in the Water. Second one, It's Almost Impossible to Play an Electric Guitar Quietly. Hi, aren't you Brian Sky? 4, Give Your Auntie a Kiss. 5, The Day Chesterton's Chewing Gum Saved the World. Number 8, The Worst Restaurant in the Universe. Number 9, The Boy Who Ate Arnold Schwarzenegger's Popcorn. And number 10, Monster Do. These stories are very, very funny. They're very, very fun to read. It's a very easy and quick read. The illustrations are also quite really nice. There's some alien people in there. Well, I guess aliens are not people, but there's alien beings in there. But yeah, the illustrations are really, really nice. This is a book that I'm looking forward for my daughter to like get into and read when the time comes. The next 2 books I read are from the same series, and I read Heartstopper Volume 3 as well as Heartstopper Volume 4. You know, in Heartstopper we follow Nick and Charlie and their journey into discovering their sexuality and dealing with bullying, and there's a lot of mental health issues as well in here, and friendship and all that. This was very, very fun to read. I always love the illustrations in this book. Yeah, it was a really, really fun read. I love the way that Alice Oseman handled mental health in this book. It was very, very gentle but informative at the same time, and yeah, I had a great time. I rated both of these 5 stars. So yeah, the last book that I read in April was Ray Bearer by Jordan Ifweku, and this is a fantasy book and it is YA, and in here we follow Teresai, who is a child born of a human mother and a genie, right? Something like that. But Teresai was basically made with the sole purpose of overthrowing the empire. Her mother raised her in solitary in a house far away from everybody. She didn't get to mingle with anyone except for her caretakers. She was taught every language in Arista, which is the name of this world, and taught everything that you can be taught to become what we call a ray bearer. So essentially, an heir in Arista is usually born with the ray. A ray just means that you can connect telepathically with the people that you add to your council, and usually heirs to the ray bearer, let me say, get to start choosing their council at the age of 11. So you have a bunch of kids that go to the capital in Arista, and they go through these different tests and trials and all of that to see who of the 11 kids basically in the whole Arista and all their provinces can be able to make it to be one of the 11 people in this council. And when somebody is born with the ray, they are born with an immunity to one of the 12 ways that they could die. So every time you, I guess, sire another council member, you get immunity for another way to die. So by the time that you have completed your council, you have immunity and you cannot die. Nobody can kill you except for your own council. So Terasai's mom was basically raising Terasai to be able to be part of, what's that kid's name? The crown prince. What was his name? I'll tell you now. Ekundayo. So she was basically raised to be part of Dayo's council, so that she can get into the council and literally end up killing Dayo. And yeah, that's basically the story that we follow. None of what I've told you right now is a spoiler because it's all in the back of the book. But this book, like, it was really good. I really enjoyed it. Like, the first chapter made me feel like I really want to know how the story was gonna unfold. It is a YA, so there is some action, but it's very minimal. It's not very graphic and stuff, but also because it's YA, I feel like I find it quite easy to predict what's gonna happen at the end of the book, which I kind of did predict, except for the love interest. I got that wrong until it was kind of like evident who the love interest was going to be. But yeah, I had a really great time with this book. I gave it a 4-star rating, and I will definitely be reading the Redemptor or Redemptors, which is the second book in the series. And that is the final book that I read in April. Thank you so much for watching this video. Remember to give this video a thumbs up. It helps my channel get noticed on YouTube, because algorithm things that sometimes don't choose small YouTubers. So yeah, leave me a comment down below if you've read any of these books or what you've read in April. Did you have a good reading month or not? I had a good reading month in terms of star rating, but not in terms of numbers. But it's okay because I'm still ahead in my Goodreads goal for the year. At this point when I'm recording this video, I have read about 27 books out of 60 books, so I'm ahead, so that's good. Remember to subscribe to my channel down below if you have not done so already. I do notice that there are people who come to visit and watch my videos but not have yet made that leap to subscribe to my channel. I hope that you'll be able to do that today, and share this video with your friends and family, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.